Joe Flacco he's the jolt. Joe Flacco is the emergency generator. Everything is broken down. Hey, we got a generator that'll get us by, but will that generator get you by for 5 games or for the rest of the season?
And that's a great point. It's almost as if, and as I say this, my brain doesn't want to process it because the Steelers clearly didn't overlook Joe Flacco. Mike Tomlin was irritated by the fact that he had to deal with Joe Flacco instead of Jake Browning. When you include the game last year where Joe Flacco replaced Anthony Richardson, who got injured, that was the game where Tomlin said a few weeks ago, I told my guys, keep Anthony Richardson upright. We don't want to face Joe Flacco. It's now 12-11 Flacco over Tomlin. 12-11. And Tomlin leads 2-1 in the postseason. So you add that up, it's 13-13 after 26 matchups. 25 starts by Flacco and the off-the-bench 27-24 victory in Week 4 last year when the Steelers were undefeated. So, yeah, they don't want to mess with Flacco. And Flacco is going to get the Steelers again coming out of the bye in Pittsburgh. All of a sudden, that's a much more compelling game. Every game from the Bengals, until they cool off, every game from the Bengals is now a compelling game because is this something that is sustainable? I think that's really the heart of the point. Is it sustainable? To just throw it to the guy who got picked first and the guy who got picked third, right? These are my first two.
That's right.
I'm taking
Yep.
Chase. You're taking Jefferson. I'm taking Higgins. And let's go. And we'll see. And we'll see. And they'll have more time to understand each other's nuances. And I mean, Flacco's been doing it so long. He's thrown to so many different guys. He's never had receivers as good as, all due respect to any of the receivers that Joe Flacco's ever played with. And we'd probably need to spend 15 minutes researching to get all the names. But he's never had Jamar Chase. That much is clear.
That's
and
right.
he's maybe never had T. Higgins. What's that?
I think it's fair to say he's never had Jamar Chase. I would say off the top of my head, Mike,
guy you could think
the guy
of
who
that he's had.
Yep. Well, a guy who carried him. He kept throwing it up to this guy in their Super Bowl run, and the guy kept catching it. Anquan Bolden. Remember that playoff run Anquan Bolden had? And did Flacco? I think Flacco played, and Steve Smith. He had Steve Smith.
Yeah, we got to mention Steve Smith, or the next time I see him, he'll pick me up off the ground again and crack a vertebrae. So
he will.
Steve Smith.
Watch out.
Watch out.
He will.
So that's Flacco's experience.
There's a busted play right there. Totally busted play.
He's been doing it for so long.
He had no
what
idea.
to do. Hey, and Michael, I'm so big on quarterback demeanor during a game. And you talk about busted play. So the Bengals have that busted play, and Flacco calmly gets the most out of it. The Steelers had that flea flicker that after the game, Aaron Rodgers said that wasn't a flea flicker, and Mike Tomlin said, yes, it was. So who's the guy that just showed up? Who's the guy that's only been there for 8 days? And last night, throughout the game, Flacco was loose, smiling. There's only one moment where, and I'm going to put a pin in that one. There was one moment where Flacco was anything other than loose and smiling and chill.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.